There is one advice which I give to all of the ACCA strategic professional students to consider it and to take it seriously. We know that ACCA exams are held 4 times in a year. I mean, until 2015, maybe 10 years ago, exams were held only twice a year, June and December. And then ACCA started offering exams 4 times in a year, which is March, June, September, December. ACCA actually offered more flexibility, but ACCA never asked you to take one exam every session. Now, here is the choice. I mean, some students they want to take one exam every quarter, which is like 4 exams in 1 year, and they finish with the last level. Another alternative option is 2 exams every 6 months. Again, you will be finishing it in 4 exams in 1 year. Um, Especially for those people who are working professionals, I am actually not in favor of taking one exam every quarter. I'm not in this favor that you take exam March, June, September, December. I rather would suggest people to take 2 exams every 6 months, which means that take 2 exams in June and then two in December. Still, you will be completing your last level in 1 year. But I think that option number two is my choice. Option number two is the one which puts you in a better situation. I'll just give you a very short comparison. When you take one exam every quarter, now you know that between any two exam dates, you have got hardly 10 to 11 weeks to prepare, okay? You've got hardly 10 to 11 weeks to prepare. Most chapters or most, I would say, the papers, they have actually more than 10 chapters. If you consider the books like BPP or Kaplan, so sometimes even if you talk about AFM, it has got 16 chapters or so. Maybe SBR even has a longer syllabus. So if you are planning to do 15, 16 chapters in 10 weeks, it means that you have to do 2 chapters every week. And doing 2 chapter means watching the question videos, watching the topic videos, doing practice on your own, getting ready for the exam, reading the study text. It's almost like impossible, especially for the working professionals. And what happens, worst can happen that maybe, I mean, it is quite normal that for working professionals, you might disappear for 1 or 2 weeks, because of some reason. I mean, people can get sick, you get some extra work from extra workload. At your office, maybe there are some closing or deadlines and so on. So, if you miss 1 or 2 weeks or maybe 10 days out of this period, it is impossible to recover from that thing. So instead of taking, and then of course, remember that there is always, for every journey, there is a beginning and there is an ending. So it has a very sharp, you just start the journey in 10 weeks. So first, say 1 week or 10 days, you are getting aligned. And then you study for 6 or 7 weeks, and then the exam season comes in, and that the panic mode, the panic button is there. And oh, I've got exam in 10 days. So it's a very short journey. And especially the syllabus areas, I mean, the professional level exams, they deserve more effort. It's not only about getting 50 marks, it is more about knowing the subject. It is more about, getting yourself ready for the market. So if you get 50 or 51 somehow, that does not, I mean, for me, it's not a good attempt. It's a professional level last exams, and I want my students to do their best. So considering these things, I suggest that you take 2 exams every 6 months, one in June, one in December. So you've got a long period of 6 months with you, a long period of 6 months with you. Even there are some bad times, a week goes bad, you still have time to recover. You do not start and begin or ending very closely within 10 weeks. The panic mode does not come in, and exam stress is not there. So if you have 6 weeks with you, I'm sorry, 6 months with you, and you can make choices. For example, you can say that I'm going to do SBR and AAA together. They both go hand in hand. The IFRS knowledge which you learn in SBR, a lot of that is used in AAA. An excellent choice. You finish this thing, in a longer period of time, you know that you've got 6 months with you, you can do better planning, and you actually can execute your plan. You actually can make the deadlines, set your weekly goals, set your weekly targets over a period of 6 months, and get both subjects done. Not only that, you will be free from stress, you will also get better scores, and you will also learn more. And of course, you will enjoy this process as well, rather than getting stressed up in 8, 9, or 10 weeks preparation time. And then in the second half of the year, what you can do, you can take maybe AFM with you, which is a numerical, I mean, the number based exam, and you can add SBL with that. If AFM and AAA are your choices. Otherwise, you can replace. I suggest AAA and AFM as optional subjects. So this makes this combination, in my opinion. You will be free from stress. You will be better prepared, better result, high scores, more learning, and an enjoyable journey. So, in my opinion, I suggest this one. When ACCA, by the way, when ACCA said that there are exams 4 times in a year, it does not mean that you have to take exam every session. ACCA is just putting some options on the table, that if you want to take in June, take in September. If you don't want to take in September, take in December. ACCA does not say that take every semester. They only said that choose from these dates, okay? The gap might be between two papers, could be 6 months, and that is actually what should be there. So, my suggestion, go for two exams every 6 months.